What is the key to branding your business? Persistence. How do you obtain it? By taking set decisions and sticking to them. Branding your business doesn't only increase your chances of being recognized as a brand and as a business, but it helps you be consistent and persistent with your brand's values, which increases your chances at succeeding. Hi, I'm Lidia from IncomingSuccess.com, a website that is meant to help you grow online with social media, brand your business, and ultimately just have success online. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about branding your business, which is something really important for any business. I'm going to give you a list of the main branding elements you should keep in mind when considering branding your business, and we're going to take them step by step and telling you what you need to do regarding each and every one of them. I'm going to do this with the help of my branding mood board that I created in Canva. You can find a link down below to edit it in Canva, or you can also find a link down below to download it into your computer and create kind of a collage with it if that's what you want. I designed it in Canva and for you too, so you can use it, but I'm using it to brand every business that I own or I work for, because it really helps me keep the branding consistent. So let's get into the video. Now let's take a look at some of these elements while browsing through the mood board. The first element we're going to be talking about today is the business name. This already must be chosen when you're creating this mood board, but if you haven't chosen it yet, try to think of a business name that really explains your activity but also keeping it unique. Some people are using their names and I think that is a great idea, but make sure that if your name is not really easy to remember, don't do it, because it will just lead people in confusion. You can make it a little bit more unique if somebody else already has your name by adding a nickname, maybe an abbreviation, or maybe some initials. For me, I just chose my business name, Incoming Success, but written kind of in a logo manner. You're going to see that my logo is really similar to the business name and the branding and the colors as well. So my business name is exactly as it appears on my website. It has Incoming written in one of my brand colors and then Success written in another brand color of mine. Element number 2, your slogan. Describe your business in a few words that will stick with people and that kind of describes your activity but not fully. So describe the core role of your brand but while leaving space for interpretation. So let's chat a little bit about my slogan and how I did it. My slogan is grow your online business with social media. It might seem really simple at first, but it just describes everything that I do as a business. So not only that you can see the main element there, which is social media, and that I help people with social media to grow their business, I've also implemented grow your business. So to grow a business, you must have a business. So how do you start one? This is something that I also teach you about. So it leaves room for interpretation, but I'm also describing exactly what I do as a business. So your slogan can be something similar as well. You can describe what you're doing and who you're doing it for, but in very few words so that people can remember them. Element number 3, your logo. Your logo is the most important piece of this branding board, I believe, because it describes your brand as a whole, basically. Your logo will be seen on any products you'll be making, on any courses you'll be making probably. It's seen on your social media. It should be just incorporated in a lot of elements of your business, so it is a really important element of this whole board. It is also really important because it incorporates the two main elements of this branding board, which are fonts and colors. Now, if we take a look at my logo, it is pretty simple. It is pretty similar to my business name, as I've told you before. So it just incorporates the I from Incoming and the S from Success, obviously, but in the same brand colors and in the same font that I use a lot on my website and in my YouTube videos and so on. So through this, I'm keeping my branding consistent. The next element is logo variations. These are also very important because it helps you use your logo in more than one situation. For example, if you want this logo to be a little bit more dark, how would you make it happen? Would you change the background for it, or what would happen? So I'm going to show you how I can create more than one logo variations from this very logo, but also keeping my branding consistent. So the logo variations need to include the other key elements, but not be identical to the main one. So this is my main logo, and the business name that I told you about is also a main logo, sort of. This is like a secondary one that I can use on my invoices, but I can create a different one just by copying this one. And for example, I want to switch the colors, so I'm going to switch these ones. For example, I want the background to be this color and I want the S to be white. The dark color in the back, you can use this one as a white and this one as a so the branding is staying consistent. I'm keeping my brand colors, I'm keeping the initial colors that I had in my logo, but it is very different. Now we're going to talk about the fifth element, which is the primary brand color. So the primary colors are the colors that best describe your business, and these colors you have to choose depending on the feel you have for your brand, and they can also be similar to your style of photography. So for example, if you really like neutral photography, you can choose colors like grays, whites. I'm going to show you exactly what my style of photography is at the end of this video, and I'm going to show you how I put together my mood board, and that exact template you're gonna have in the description. So stay tuned until the end of the video if you want to see how you can create your own mood board in Canva. Now, the sixth element are the secondary brand colors. These are the colors that go best hand in hand with your primary colors and that create the best branding and aesthetically pleasing feel to your website's colors, style of photography, etc. These colors are often the neutral tone ones, and they can be bigger in number than the primary ones. So for the primary colors, you need to choose a few colors that really describe your brand and that you really want in most elements of your branding. But then the secondary colors are colors that can be really well combined with the primary ones, but they're more neutral tones and they're not as colorful, I guess, as the primary ones. I'm going to explain this in a few seconds when we get to the mood board. Now, the seventh element are the brand fonts. The fonts are a really important branding element because it ensures that your elements and your branding are really easily recognizable. The fonts should be 2, maximum 3 in number, and they should be fonts that really combine well together. Main fonts should also be the fonts that appear in your logo. So you want to make sure you choose fonts that really kind of describe your business. So for example, if you are selling wedding invitations, you're not going to use bold fonts to describe your logo or just your brand as a whole. You're probably going to use a script font because it gives out more elegance, refinement, and so on. So this is what I'm talking about. Try to find the fonts that you think describe your brand and use those. Also make sure that those fonts go well together because trust me, a poor combination of fonts can really kind of ruin your brand's aesthetic and just branding as a whole. To actually find good font combination, you can go on Canva, and when you go to the actual text option right here, you have a bunch of combinations of fonts that you can choose from. Element number 8, the brand style of photography and photography in general. No matter the type of business you have, photography plays a huge role in branding and the overall image of your business. Whether we're talking about setting a homepage for your website or just posting images on social media, these need to be consistent with your branding and they should be consistent on all platforms. For the branding mood board, you can choose as many images as you like, but I chose about 6 because I think that's the number that you can just add there and find consistency in all of them. Now let me show you a few examples of images that are inconsistent with my brand. You can see them on the screen right now. I'm going to put a few images that are nowhere near my branding style, and then I'm going to show you a few images that I'm also going to be including in the mood board that are consistent with my branding style. I got this off Pinterest, they're not mine, but I'm only using them for my own mood board, and you can also find such pictures if you want to actually use them on your website or on social media on free pictures website like Unsplash, Pexels, and pixabay.com. By keeping your photography style consistent with other colors and other branding elements will make your business easy to recognize on social media as well as other platforms, and it will make your clients really trust you and your sense of style. I'm going to be posting a video soon about branding your social media, so if you want to stay tuned, make sure to press that subscribe button and that notification bell. Element number 9 are the elements of design. So other elements of design can be other elements that you use in your graphic design. For example, geometrical forms, patterns, drawings, just graphic design elements that you use to beautify your business creation. I use mine for freebies, channel art, social media, and more. The 10th and final element is the digital signature. A digital signature is what entrepreneurs or business owners use to sign important documents online or just to sign at the end of their clients' emails. This should be kept consistent with your branding. It should be a signature that people know you for, so you should not change it often. Make sure to comment down below if you've designed your branding mood board yet and how did it go. Before ending the video, I told you I want to go into Canva and show you exactly how I brand my board, my type of photography, and my branding colors and elements and all that, so you can get kind of a picture of how to design yours. So this is our mood board. The first thing I'm going to edit is the business name. You can add a certain design business name if you'd like, as I am doing, or just write it in your own desired fonts and colors. Next, I'm going to edit my slogan. You can also rearrange the mood board as you like it, but make sure you make a copy of the document first in your own Canva account. This way you'll be sure it won't be deleted. Moving on to the logo, you can just drag your own into the circle frame I added. And you can do the same for the logo variations as well. You can now edit the primary colors. You can add the images first if that's what inspires you and choosing the colors. I added the colors I have chosen a while back. You can add the secondary colors the same too, or just add the primary colors first and then try to find different variations for them. Make sure to keep them quite neutral though, and not as bright as the primary colors. Moving on to the fonts, I just added the ones that I'm using for a while now, but if you don't have yours chosen yet, just browse through Canva's ones and pick your favorite combinations. You don't need to land on one immediately, just try different combinations of your business name written in them, YouTube thumbnails maybe you want to edit with them, and see what works best and then make a choice. For the images, I went with images that incorporate my brand colors. So I got some from Creative Markets, some from unsplash.com, and so on. I tried to combine them until the mood board gave me the feel that I want my brand to have. Because when you look at your business's mood board, you should immediately be inspired. For the elements of design, I chose one that I used in my previous designs and colored it accordingly to my brand's colors and style. I duplicated it for the right feel, but you can add on more elements too. I then kept my digital signature as I do it normally and using one of my brand's fonts. Lastly, I did some small adjustments and this is it. This is our business branding mood board. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it helped you out in creating a consistent brand. And don't forget to subscribe for new videos on entrepreneurship, online business growth with social media, freelancing, and more every single Tuesday and Friday. Thank you so much for joining me and I hope to see you in my next one.